Good morning and a heartily welcome to all of you. I'm Arne and happily this is not about me but about us. 12 hours. We're gonna have the regular 12-minute talk on this stage with a little thing that's different from our regular talks. We have 12 minutes, 3 speakers. After the 12 minutes talk, not 2 but 6. And after noch weiter oben? Okay. Sorry for that. So after the 6 minutes Q&A, we are going to have 6 minutes for networking, because one of the ideas that 12 minutes is all about is getting to know people you wouldn't meet normally. So get to know each other, open each other a bottle of water, get some coffee for each other, and of course make use of the 6 minutes Q&A because we've got great speakers. The first speakers on my right-hand side, so left-hand side from your view, of course. Please welcome Peter Jaeger, former board member of Microsoft Germany, now serial entrepreneur, and Geek, which might be quite important because we always said, okay, 12 minutes in forms of 12 hours us is right out of the machine room of digitization. So it makes a lot of sense to let the firemen pass before we start, but to have people talk who really know what they're talking about when it comes to digitization. So, Peter, without further ado, the stage is yours for exactly 12 minutes. Have a great one.
Super. Thank you a lot, and good morning, everyone. Actually, it's my first talk outside, and the first talk which is supervised by the police, so let's see what's going on. So the next 12 minutes I will spend on who am I, about a couple of abbreviations nobody really knows and most of the people are not using in the right way. I will talk about the fourth industrial revolution and what this has to do with digitization. Then I will talk a bit about Europe and excellence, maybe excellence in STEM. Then some words on China, which are pretty important when we talk about AI, and then I would like to wake up Europe a bit. So who am I? I'm not sure if you can read anything of this. Couple of things. I would consider myself an expert in digitization and artificial intelligence. I used to be senior manager in a couple of American corporates. I'm still a geek, so I still know how to program myself, yeah, so writing code and stuff. I founded a couple of companies. The last one failed actually just a few weeks ago. I'm a father of 2 boys who help me understand digitization, so they're 14 and 16. And in my free time I try to cook and play the piano. Yeah, so everything else you can see on my LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, and everywhere else. So when we talk about AI and all the abbreviations, I will bring some light into this darkness. So AI is usually considered artificial intelligence. Nowadays, it's usually put into the words of chatbots or algorithms. So, but neither chatbots nor algorithm are really AI. Yeah. So, and AI is usually very specific for one certain thing. So, if you look into AlphaGo Pro, this is an AI for a very specific task, playing Go. Yeah. So, this AI would totally fail if it should play chess. Okay. So AGI, this is what we should look into the future. AGI is artificial general intelligence, and this is human-like intelligence. So and that's what we aim for when we talk usually about artificial intelligence. Then we have machine learning. Yeah, so machine learning is based on big data, and the data you put into the systems usually decides how good your AI or how good your machine learning algorithms are. So if you put bullshit in, you get bullshit out. If you get smart things in, you get smart things out. Yeah, but you usually don't get new things out of this. Then we have deep learning. This is very close to AI, and it's core to AGI in the future. Then we got NN, which is neural networks. This is loved by artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence. Then we got GBAT. So that's these are the new kids on the block when we talk about AI. This is Google, yeah, you know them, and Baidu, very Chinese. Yeah, and the other one, Ali and Tencent, also both Chinese. And these are the guys who currently build the AI and AGI game. In the old days, yeah, many people still consider it to be current. It was the GAFA and GAFA-M guys, which is Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and sometimes Microsoft, but Microsoft is too old to be considered GAFA. And then we got STEM, which I will talk about. This is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which is actually the foundation for all the stuff above. Yeah, and you need to be an expert in any of those to really build AI and AGI systems. So, fourth industrial revolution, that's digitization. We already got three, which were at the point in time very important for us as a society. Yeah, and digitization is the basis for the fourth industrial revolution. So an AI is responsible for most of the changes. Yeah, and if you look into the jobs and there was a sign and your job will be gone, yeah, that's unfortunately pretty much true if we have AGI at the end of the day. But nowadays, if you look into all the jobs, 50% of all the current jobs are affected by AI and automation today. 50% of all the jobs. So, and this is not only low income. These are the guys who have an MBA, yeah, or working on the left and right hand side at the banks, yeah, or insurance companies. Most of the jobs that are done there are repetitive. And this by nature can be automated by intelligent AI systems. So, and this meaning is that 60% of all these jobs will be automated by at least 30%. Yeah, so and if you consider this, then already 20% of all the jobs are redundant. Yeah, 20% of all the current jobs are redundant if you would use AI in the right way. So, and when AGI comes in, and AGI means comparable to a human being, almost all of the jobs will be redundant because the machines are considered to be more efficient and faster than any human being. Yeah? So if AGI comes, most of the jobs are gone. And the question I already asked when I consult companies, especially in the SMB space and in the public sector, are these companies really ready? Yeah, are the people, and unfortunately Carsten is no longer with us, are the politicians ready, and do they really understand what the impact of AI will be on the society? I don't believe so. The large corporates are already working on a lot of AI systems, unfortunately not AGI systems. They also have enough money to work on, but the Mittelstand, SMB and public sector is not. So, and if you look into supercomputing, which is the basis actually for having large AI and AGI systems, yeah, that's a map of the top 500 org list, which shows the most important and super fastest computers globally. And when you look into this, you see China is the top country for having the most supercomputers. China. Yeah, they started 10 years ago of being somewhere down below, but now it's China, it's not the US, yeah, it's not Japan, it's not Europe. If you combine all the supercomputers in Europe, we are not even close to the US, and China's far, far, far away. So I believe we do not even have the basis in Europe for building real AGI and AI systems. And if you look into STEM, so science, technology, engineering, mathematics, also the Chinese are the top researchers globally on everything in STEM. The top 2 universities, so and this considers the AAA 1% papers, are both Chinese universities. And this is very important. And out of the 15 top universities, 9 are out of Asia, and within the top 6, 2 are in Singapore. Singapore has the size of New York, and and they have one of the best universities. And Europe is not even on the list. There's no university which has excellence in STEM in Europe. So, and when we look into the details, so if you got cancer, for example, better go to China, because 58% of all the top papers on oncology are written in Chinese and coming from China researchers. Very important to know. And the other one, the 52, is geology. And why is China so good in geology? Because for all the mobile phones and all the supercomputers, you need these seltene Erden, and you need to be able to mine them. So, and if you look into the impact of AI on the society, a couple of things I already mentioned. Most jobs will change. And if you have AGI, and this is supposed to be ready in the next 20 to 100 years, so maybe not our generation, but for sure our grandchild generation will be impacted by this. All of the jobs are basically gone. Society, what do we do with all this free time? So if everyone is not working for money, what do they do? So do we do music, art, theater, level, or travel? I don't know. Values, very important. Currently, most of the people define themselves by their value in economy. This won't be happening in the future, so this changes. And ethics, we need to discuss ethics, because the supercomputers and the AI systems cannot only be used to cure cancer or doing good stuff, but they also can do very bad stuff. For example, there's an open source project for autonomous drones, where drones fly completely by themselves and gather by themselves like birds. So imagine what you can do if you're on the dark side of AI with such systems. And warfare scales at the end of the day. Today you need one soldier for one drone, but in future, if this works, you don't even need a soldier to get the drones done. So we need to talk about all the ethics and all the bad impacts of AI. And I guess there will be two possible futures. One will be where we basically do nothing. So, and this gets into the range of Grundeinkommen, universal basic income. But is this a future we like, doing simply nothing and getting money for it? I'm not sure. And the other future is that we work on all the arts, on music, on literature, and doing good things. And maybe this is the one we like better. So, Wake Up Europe, a couple of things before Arne kicks me off. Work on the ethical impact, discuss China, so work with them. Europe, kids, make sure they get good education. So it's somewhere over there. Do the training and work on the future.
Thank you very much.
One last thing, 2 good reads. War for Talents. I worked on it myself. There's a nice article in, and if you want to get deeper into AI, read Martin Ford, Architects of Intelligence.
Okay,
and if you want one of the books,
no waste of time, but 12 minutes are over. Now the next 6 minutes are yours, and I'll be coming to you with the microphone so everyone can understand your question. And don't hesitate to ask. So, who's gonna be first? Here.
Hi, very interesting talk. I would like to see or hear your opinion about superhumans and this cyborgs, or however we might call them. Then AI must be battled with human competence or combined with human competence, in my mind.
Yeah, so actually the current AI systems won't be capable of really being these super human beings. Yeah, but if you look into the AGI, which is currently under development to a certain extent, this will basically be human-like intelligence. So, and if you have a human being and the intelligence of a human being in a supercomputer, you can brutally scale. Yeah, and this is on the one hand side a huge opportunity for all of us, but could also be a very high downside. Yeah, if you don't use it in the right way and if you haven't discussed ethics before. Yeah, but it's like 20 to 100 years out.
Next question. Ah,
Hi, I'm feeling really concerned about climate change and all this concern, yeah, about environment and stuff. And
Yep.
I'm wondering if maybe society would be ready to let an AI decide about the smartest choice to have our planet feel better. Do you think society is ready for that, and AI as well?
No, neither AI nor society is ready for this. So currently we only have very specific AIs for specific topics, and all the nature is not one of the AIs currently, unfortunately. Yeah, so it will need time, but more importantly, it's about the society. So as long as we are not willing to leave the car at home, yeah, and save some CO2, why should a system help us? Yeah. No more questions.
well, then I'll have one,
Oh,
if I may.
yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing consulting, are people really afraid already? Because the thing about digitization is that is interesting, I think, is that it concerns jobs that are relatively high paid, like doctors in radiology or tax consultants and stuff like that.
Yeah, so to give you just one example, so my wife is currently studying medicine, and none of her mates at university are going into radiology. Yeah, because the AI currently is much better in predicting and analyzing the radiology photos than a doctor is. Yeah, so this is one of the very first jobs which will be redundant in the medicine, yeah, if it's not already redundant. Yeah, so in tax, thanks God, in Germany, tax law is so complicated, we still need some tax lawyers. But if we have an easier tax system, they will also be gone. Yeah, and if you look into insurance, most of the jobs are very, very repetitive. And you need to decide what's happening. So, and when we look into society and how we tackle this thing, there's just one example. Mr. Psirske, yeah, who runs Verdi as a union, already understands really what the impact will be for his people. Yeah, and he proposed something like a Generationenvertrag, I don't know the English word, where the unions, the corporates, and the government will join forces to make sure the current and the next generation is trained very well. Because even the next generation is not trained on digitization in school. They know how to use the iPhone, iPad, and stuff like that, but they have no clue about algorithms and code. And especially here in Hamburg, it's so bad that informatics is not part, or computer science is not part of the normal curriculum you get in school. And this is totally wrong.
One last question, maybe. Sorry.
You presented a nice-ish vision of a society that doesn't really have to work anymore. How can that be granted if the technology, the AI, the supercomputers are owned by corporations that don't really pass that benefit to society?
Yeah, this is one of the very bad options. Yeah, so if like 98% of the people are doing basically nothing, and all of the economic wealth is in the hand of the 2%. Yeah, this is something we need to start fighting. Yeah, especially when we think about the GAFA guys or the GBET guys. Yeah, there needs to be regulation in place. Yeah, so normally I'm in the wrong party to ask for regulation, but it's totally needed. Yeah, so these guys are getting too big, too gigantic, and it can lead to a huge threat for society.
Okay, I guess that's your applause. 3, 2, 1. Peter, thank you very much for the kickoff. We'll be having 6 minutes now for toilets, coffee, water, and then we'll be back with Isabel. Be on time.